Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Good morning. It is Thursday, May 17th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Chase Cook from the Capitol has an interesting article in the paper today, and Arundel County is considering giving $500 gift cards to help new teachers pay for school supplies. And as we all know, at the beginning of the school year, we get a list of things that we need to supply for the classroom, whether it be tissues or pencils or wipes and things like that. And a lot of times this comes out of teachers' pockets. County Executive Hsu says the program will cost about $300,000 and it's going to be managed by the 21st Century Education Foundation. But details on the program, how it will be monitored and managed, were not quite vetted out just yet, and there are some skeptics. Head of the Teachers Union, Richard Benford, says it may help new teachers, but what about the veteran teachers who are still buying supplies? What would be more helpful is recurring funds. And according to the article, members of the County Council were also skeptical, with Councilman Walker and Councilman Trumbauer looking for more clarifications on how it will be managed. Amelie Brandenburg, County Executive's Education Officer, said, "This is a welcome to the county to let us help you set up your classrooms. It's small, but it is something." And theoretically, this will attract first-time teachers to Anne Arundel County from neighboring jurisdictions. In other school news, last night, the Board of Education unanimously approved a new contract for Superintendent George Arlotto. Arlotto is a 31-year veteran of education and has been in Anne Arundel County since 2006. He became superintendent on July 1st of 2014, and the contract calls for Dr. Arlotto to be paid $269,000 annually, and for the Board of Education to contribute $20,000 each year to a retirement fund for him. It does not have any built-in salary increases or escalations for the term of the agreement. However, it does include a provision for an increase equal to that of any raises received by executive staff each year. This contract will go into effect on July 1st of this year and will expire on June 30th in 2022. So Dr. Arlotto is sticking around for a couple more years. And while his salary went up, your BG&E bill may be going down a little bit. If you buy your electricity from BG&E, the average residential customer may see an $11 per month reduction in your bill starting on June 1st. Officials are saying that they are seeing the lowest electric prices in a decade. The utility does claim that the average residential customer's total monthly bill is still lower today than it was in 2008, and they do encourage customers to use their energy efficiency programs to manage their energy use and save even more. The National Weather Service has issued a flood watch for much of Maryland until Friday evening. Rain is going to continue across the region through at least Friday. It's going to be heavy at times, and total rainfalls will be in the 3 to 5 inches. Flash flooding can't be ruled out. The primary concern is flooding of small streams in low-lying areas. Streams are already elevated and soils are saturated, so you are at risk for fallen trees. George Young with DMV Weather will have much more information on that in just a few minutes. If you've ever had a hankering to go to India, you can do it on a budget now. Low-cost carrier WOW Air has announced one-stop service from Baltimore to New Delhi. Flights will go from BWI and 8 other airports, connecting in Reykjavik, Iceland. They will fly 3 times a week to New Delhi and take upwards of 15 hours. Promotional fares are expected to start at $199 each way when the flights begin in December. Personally, I can't think of anything more miserable than sitting in a low-cost carrier for 15 hours to India. That's it for the day's top news stories. Make sure you are following eyeonannapolis.net. We do update that constantly throughout the day, and that is a great source of information as you go through your day. It is Thursday, and that means Trevor is here with our Maker's Minute, so make sure you stay tuned with that. Plus, we have George Young from DMV Weather with your detailed and, unfortunately, very wet forecast throughout the weekend. And that's all coming up right after Sean O'Neill with RBC Wealth Management.
I'm Sean O'Neill, your local RBC Wealth Management Advisor. More than likely, the primary reason you save and invest is to achieve your life goals while ensuring your long-term financial well-being. But before you can determine your preparedness towards your goals, you need long-term answers to important questions about how much money you need, where it will come from, and how long it will last. RBC Wealth Plan, a new industry-leading tool, is now available to help answer these questions and develop your personal plan using a conversational approach. With RBC Wealth Plan, we can create a personal analysis based on these unique goals while offering you the ability to weigh certain decisions and determine what's best for you and your family. Call me, Sean O'Neill, today at 410-573-6723 for a complimentary consultation.
RBC Wealth Management, a division of RBC Capital Markets, LLC. Member NYSE, FINRA, and SIPC. This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, May 17th. We started talking about it raining for many days straight sometime last weekend, and so far it has done just that, with 5 straight days of measurable rain at BWI Airport from last Saturday through yesterday, of which 2 of those 5 days produced direct shots of severe thunderstorms on the county, and another of those 5 days in which a near derecho was a near miss just to the west and south of Annapolis and all of Arundel County, as rainfall totals in many spots in the area have already gotten close to 4 or 5 inches in those 5 days of rain. And if that streak that's behind us already isn't impressive enough, then give it time, because what's ahead of us could bring just as much, if not more, in terms of additional rainfall totals and even more consecutive days of measurable rainfall, ultimately possibly pushing the whole streak to 10 days in a row or more, with some rainfall totals potentially creeping up to 8 to 10 inches or more for the period of May 11th through May 20th. And we want to say now, there is an especially concerning period of heavy rain and potential flash flooding for the entire region from later today into much of Saturday, as periods of moderate to heavy rain are anticipated, especially in the overnight hours tonight through much of Friday morning or early Friday afternoon. Okay, that's it for us today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Try to stay dry out there and be sure to follow DMV Weather every day on our website at dmvweather.com and on Facebook and Twitter, as well as on our app, which you can download for free by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. But remember one thing, while the clouds continue to hang around for another week or more and the rainfall totals continue to pile up, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
Hey, it's May, and it's Maryland Podcast Month. No, Hallmark didn't invent this puppy, so there's no need to get a card, but do yourself a favor and give a listen to some of the other Maryland-based podcasts. Our right-wing friends, hey, they called us liberals first, at Red Maryland have put together a website called MarylandPodcastMonth.com, and it lists all of the podcasts that are participating this month. Throughout the month of May, many of us will be showing up on other Maryland podcasts as guests, and we'll have all sorts of antics throughout the month. Among the participants are Red Maryland and Eye on Annapolis, of course, and then others to cover every topic you can possibly think of. Podcasts such as Quality Time, The Maryland Crabs, A History of Maryland, The Conduit Street Podcast, Laugh Finder, The Extra Point Show, Society Fringe Players, The Mark and Lowell Show, The Engine Mom Podcast, and quite a few more. So go to MarylandPodcastMonth.com, check it out, get familiar with a new podcast near you, and of course, please let all your friends and associates know as well. And we will see you all May during Maryland Podcast Month.
This is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. In downtown Annapolis, Clay Bakers has regular glass workshops in addition to their clay offerings. This Sunday, the 20th, and Wednesday, the 23rd, they have a glass workshop making pendants and earrings. This Saturday and Sunday at Stepping Stone Farm Museum in Havre de Grace is Hacking History, a maker festival featuring hands-on crafts for you to learn, make, and take with you, featuring blacksmithing, woodworking, weaving, honey harvest, lace making, and a wheelwright demonstration. Saturday at the Benjamin Banneker Museum in Ellicott City is a wildflower jelly making workshop. Monday at the Edgewater Library is middle school STEM. STEM activities including engineering challenges, learning to code, and virtual reality experiences. Tuesday night at the South Bowie Branch Library the PG County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta is having their monthly STEM for Families event. Sunday, down at NASA's Wallops launch pad, there's an Antares rocket launch. It's an International Space Station cargo resupply mission. But if you want to see the rocket launch, you got to get up super early. The launch is scheduled for 5:04 a.m. Unallocated Space in Severn has a lot of regular events every week, and I don't always highlight them, but this week I thought I'd run down a few that people might find interesting. Monday they have Project Night, just a general night for working on projects at the space. Tuesday is Open Craft Night. Wednesday is their regular open house, as well as Wednesdays being a common night for their lockpicking classes. And Thursday they have their InfoSec night, where you can come and learn about all kinds of information security topics. And a quick update about Annapolis Makerspace, we're in the process of moving to a new location. We're still at the old space on Hudson Street for another week or so, but we'll be moving to our new location at 2014 Renard Court, Unit C, about a block up from the bowling alley. Our normal monthly general meeting and open house would normally be this coming Tuesday, the 22nd, but we're pushing it back to the 29th so that we can have it at the new space. Check out our calendar at makeannapolis.org for more details on this and other class location changes. You can catch me tonight and every Thursday night at Annapolis Makerspace for Electronics Night. And I'll be posting links to these events on the Annapolis Makerspace website at makeannapolis.org sometime today. Whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.